All right. Well, welcome to this 2016 Yet Directors Introduction. I'm Brandon Roysden. I'm the Director of Vertical 3 at Randall House, and we're excited to be able to put this video together for you guys. Really excited about the 2016 Yet Tour, and so I hope that you guys are getting geared up, getting ready. I know there's been a little bit of a waiting game while we've sorted out some details on our end, but we're excited to be at this point. So if you're watching this live or if you're watching this at a later time, sorry for our delay. We're getting a little bit of a late start, but we wanted to make sure everything was working correctly before we brought you this live video. And so what I would like to do right now is to go ahead and bring on the new Yet directors for 2016. Some of you guys may know them, you may not. We are so appreciative of what Kevin and Christy Skiles have done for us over the last couple of years. They just did such an incredible job. And we were saddened whenever we found out that they weren't going to be able to be a part of the tour again this year. But we were so fortunate to be able to find this couple that you're about to meet. And so I want to go ahead and bring on to the broadcast Jeremy and Beth Thomas. And so I'll bring them up here in just a second and make sure that they're not muted. Jeremy, if you can, make sure you're not muted on your end either. It looks like somehow I may have muted you and accidentally. There we go. All right. So, welcome.
Hey, how's it going?
Well, Jeremy, just to kind of get started, I could read a bio of you guys and just kind of, at a glance, you're living in Owasso, Oklahoma, and you work at Rejoice Church there. But I want to let you and Beth kind of introduce yourself to the students and maybe their parents who may watch this later, and just tell them a little bit about you and your background, if you would.
Well, I am Jeremy Thomas, and it's nice to meet you guys, at least at this point, but looking forward to meeting all of you in person. And this is my beautiful bride, Beth, and we have been married now for 14 years, and the years are and counting. And we have one daughter, Brooklyn, who is 10 just yesterday, and we've lived here in Owasso and worked at Rejoice Church now for a little bit over 4 years, and we're enjoying Oklahoma. We're not from here, but we're enjoying it here, working at Rejoice, and we're really looking forward to and thankful for this opportunity to spend time with the Yet team this summer and to travel with all of you. And I've served in worship ministries ever since I graduated from Welch in 2002. And so, yeah, really looking forward to it.
Jeremy, you mentioned about worship ministries and some of the experience. Talk a little bit about that. That's one of the things that I love about you guys, is you both have some experience doing exactly what Yet, the students in Yet and the Yet Tour entails. So talk a little bit more about what your experience was with some of the worship teams that you traveled with while you were at Welch. Okay.
Well, I guess just to start out is that my sister and brother were also in Yet when I was growing up. And so I've been familiar with Yet for a long time. When we went to college, Beth and I met at Welch, and we traveled together in Rejoice, also in New Mercy. I sang in the college quartet one year, and we also sang in the college choir and all the other musical required groups at the college. But yeah, I mean, we got used to touring throughout our college years, and since we've graduated in each church that we've worked in, we've worked with students. We've trained students for competitions at the national competition, and we've always enjoyed hanging out with students and working with them in musical groups, whether that be student choirs, student productions, trios or solos, or private music lessons. It's just we've kind of been dabbing into all those things, and it's just kind of been part of our ministry.
You just said dabbing because Cam Newton lost the Super Bowl, right? Is that why? Are you a Panthers fan?
No, not really, but she's a Cam Newton fan.
Well, I'm an Auburn fan, so I kind of like him because he played there. So
Yeah, that
that's my
makes sense.
time.
Beth, I was gonna ask you a question next, Beth, just to kind of piggyback on what Jeremy said. What are you looking forward to the most about being a part of Yet, and maybe just tell a little bit about your worship team experience as well.
Okay. Yeah, we enjoyed traveling together and ministering to people in different churches and worshiping together, and we still enjoy doing that almost every Sunday. We're leading together on stage, and we really enjoy that. And I also love mentoring and discipling younger girls. That's always been a passion of mine, and it's neat to see them grow up, and like some of them are already serving overseas, and they still contact me and stuff like that. So I love building relationships and help mentoring those girls and discipling them, and so that's a big passion of mine as well. So I'm looking forward to hanging out with the girls. I mean the guys some too, but more so the girls.
Of course. Well, and you mentioned what you guys do every Sunday. Jeremy, talk a little bit about that. You guys, are part of the worship team together, and I think the title is the Pastor of Worship Arts there at Rejoice. Talk a little bit about what that entails from a week-to-week basis, and it's yet another reason why I think you guys are really qualified to be leading this group of talented students this summer.
Well, yeah, my official title is Pastor of Worship Arts at Rejoice Church, and so I'm over all the worship ministries, all the music ministries, and creative arts at Rejoice. And so each week, each year, we're planning the worship services and the productions that go on throughout the year. We have band rehearsals and worship team rehearsals every Wednesday night, and Beth is involved in all that. She's singing, and she's a big help, with the singers as well. And so we rehearse every Wednesday night. On Sundays, we have 3 morning worship services at Rejoice, and so we start our Sunday morning rehearsals at 7 a.m. or sound check, and we have 3 services, so we're going till a little bit after lunch. So it's a pretty long day, or a pretty long morning, but Beth is involved in that. She doesn't sing every Sunday because we have a rotation of singers, and that's actually a lot for a singer to actually consider committing to singing 3 services every Sunday. It would actually burn you out. But Beth does sing, twice a month, and she helps out a whole lot with the harmonies, but we just enjoy ministering together. I really feel like God has really blessed me by sending me Beth, because she just has that same heart for worship ministries that I have.
Yeah, and I think that also, especially when you kind of pair the fact that you guys have a lot of experience with travel worship ministries, and then that's something that you both are involved with actively in your local church, I think that kind of fits exactly what Yet is all about. Service, worship, and these students that we're speaking to right now and that are going to be part of the tour will hopefully be able to catch that understanding of what you guys have, having as much experience as you do. And so I'd like maybe you both to speak to that, what you hope the students themselves get out of spending a few weeks this summer with you guys and also on the road as part of the Yet tour.
Well, I guess I could start out and say that, one of our hearts is that we could learn that ministry is really all about God. It's really all about exalting and lifting up His name. What we do, the Bible said it is good to sing and make music unto the Lord and to worship His name, and that's really all for God's glory. It's really doesn't have anything to do with us. Although we enjoy music, we enjoy making music, and that's wonderful that we can do something that would glorify God, yet it can be something that we enjoy. And I just really believe that's how that was His whole mind in creating people. He gives people talents for a reason, and really to use those talents to glorify Him, whatever those talents are. And on tour, that's going to, it's going to come into play is we're going to have to realize as a group that we are serving Christ. and we're not serving ourselves, but we're working together as the body of Christ to do something great musically that will glorify God, and as a team. And so it's a great opportunity we have to travel and to see what God could do when we're all working together.
And I think that goes back to spending time with God every day, just encouraging the students and all of us, to really developing a personal relationship with Christ. And then when we do that, that's obvious when we're on stage worshiping, because people will be able to tell that we've spent time with the Lord, and that'll be obvious. When we're singing and worship, it'll be a natural response of the time that we spent with Him, in gratitude and thanksgiving. It'll be an automatic response of worship. So I think that's one of the things we want to really focus in on too, is like Jeremy said, being a servant, being humble, and just exalting the Lord with the gifts that He's given us.
Yeah, and I think that's a really important component of why Yet exists. It obviously there's several reasons Yet exists. One of the main reasons is to help students use their gifts and talents to give God glory, and that's going to happen in different ways. Everyone has different gifts and talents, and just you students who are part of Yet, God has uniquely gifted you, and so hopefully this will be a way for you to give back to Him. And so that's one purpose, but another purpose is to serve. Obviously, we want to serve Him in every place we go, and we have a really great relationship with North American Ministries through a Baptist Home Missions Agency, and so we're really excited to partner with them again this year. Many of you may already know, but the tour is already kind of being put together. We're looking forward to traveling to from Oklahoma, where you guys will be training, down through Texas, Mississippi, Western Tennessee, and then back through Arkansas to Oklahoma. So it's going to be a really good tour. And so to serve, obviously, that's another point. And then I think, Beth, you hit on one, not only to use our talents for God's glory, to serve, but also to allow God to do a work in the students themselves. So it's not always about just what's going on the outside. It's also about them as well. So anyway, I want to maybe just share a few details about what's coming up with the students, and then I'd like to really invite them to join us. So here in just a few minutes, I'm actually going to stop the live broadcast and post a link over on the secret Facebook group if you guys are online tonight, and then you guys can come in, the students can come in and maybe even chat with you guys if they're there. So, but to go back a little bit to kind of what to expect, I know you guys are both new, obviously, to the tour, and so a lot of what's going to happen is going to be new to you, and what you need to expect, you may not even know. But for the students who are sitting out there watching this, and they think, maybe even the ones who were on tour last year with different leaders, and they're like, I just really don't know what to expect out of Jeremy and Beth. Can you just give them maybe a little bit of an insight? I think what would be nice is if, Jeremy, you could tell the students what to expect out of Beth, and Beth, if you could tell the students what to expect out of Jeremy, that might actually be a better way to go. So.
Well, she had to step out just for a second, but she'll be back. But I can say that for what you can expect out of Beth is that she's a lot of fun to be around. She likes to laugh. She likes to have fun, and she's got a big heart for ministry, and that's why she's such a big help and support to me. I really feel like everyone's going to fall in love with her. I think the girls are really going to just going to really look up to and love hanging out with and learning from her. And we're pretty laid back, so we just like to have fun, but we like to do great things, and really do a great thing in the churches that we're going to serve at.
All right, Beth, so now you got to tell the students what to expect out of Jeremy.
He is pretty laid back, and he's pretty even keel, and he's the most optimistic person I've ever met. You can tell him any kind of situation, he always finds the good in it, and he's just a real positive guy, and he's a lot of fun to be around.
Great. Well, thank you both. I'm so excited to be able to introduce you to the students For those of you who are watching live, I'm about to post a link in the Facebook group. We'd love for you guys to come in. I'd like to introduce you to the rest of my team, people who you've probably chatted with or talked to through email and that sort of thing. So I'll post that link here in just a second. Jeremy, Beth, thank you so much for your time. We really appreciate your time tonight.
Thank you.